I'm sorry, guys. Wait, so it can...
The mimic is a bipedal creature with
This will
uncanny
be for
similarities to humanoid anatomy. They greatly resemble humans without skin, with added exaggerated features. These features include extended finger length, longer limbs, bulging, empty eyes, and their most prominent feature, a wide, teeth-filled smile. Although it resembles a happy face, this is due to coincidence, and is only how their facial structure is shaped.
Oh yeah, they're very happy to kill you.
While the mimic contains much more teeth than humans, and their teeth is comprised almost entirely of incisors, with some canine and premolars in the back.
Yeah, you know,
This is tooth
these aren't
composition is ideal for biting
scary.
down onto meat and swallowing chunks
Yeah, I
whole.
prefer the mimic from FNAF.
A mature mimic's diet is comprised entirely of human flesh.
Oh god. Okay. Huh?
Because of this, they are
I'm back.
human
Very
populated
chirpy, sorry.
areas. The mimic's life cycle is made of 3 stages. In the first stage, a young mimic separates from the crawl. They closely resemble their trimming relatives, but are thin, sleek, and only have 4 appendages. In this stage, the young mimic will hunt small animals, larger and larger as they grow. Once large enough, it will begin metamorphosis into the next stage of life. Once fully transformed, it will resemble the description mentioned in the beginning. Its hunting style changes and becomes much more complicated. It now stalks and feeds only on humans. It will locate human-populated area and begin its search for an easy target.
Yay.
To blend in, it may use objects to conceal itself.
Oh, yo, that's very smart.
Mannequins and furniture.
But put on a police officer. They're never gonna suspect you.
Once the target has been found, the mimic will observe its prey and learn its routine.
Yes. Do that.
This is typically when the human is asleep at night.
No. Get them with when they're taking a...
The mimic would...
For any mimics out there watching this, sleeping is a very good thing. But when a human is sleeping, they're dreaming. If they dream that they're fighting you, they're gonna fight you. And some of them sleepwalk. You do not want to fight them, okay? Go to ones that are also in the bathroom while they're taking a shit. They're vulnerable. If it's a guy, kick him in the balls, okay? And then while they're in pain, you shall eat them.
Will advance silently until it is close enough. The mimic will then execute it immediately and begin consumption.
Yes.
Once the mimic has had its fill, it will
Yes.
leave the scene, a fair distance away from the human population, and begin to digest its meal.
Oh yes, very smart.
Although, in the case that a human is awake, a mimic will use a variety of sounds to either lure or startle prey into cornering
Oh
themselves.
god.
Once a human is in
You
place,
fight it.
will swiftly attack and kill the helpless target.
What if you have armor? Oh, video footage, bet. Yes. Look at that. Look at that. Video footage. But you don't have the flashlight on. Unless they have night vision. They're gonna see the light. Are you in a closet right now? Is bro in a closet? I think bro's in a closet. Alright man, you're cooked. This is getting boring. Oh yeah! No, bend its finger! Bend its finger! Bend its finger! It always works. Looks like lobster hands. Bend its finger, make it feel pain. Why didn't you bend its finger? Make it feel pain! So
the
dumb.
next stage of the mimic's life cycle has 2 potential morphs.
Oh yeah, I know this one. This is awesome. It's called Elder Mimic, and then...
If a mimic has a consistent supply of food, it will develop more human-like features. It will grow skin, hair, and by the end will look nearly identical to a human being. It now can blend entirely into civilization and lure other humans more effectively. The second type of morph happens when a mimic receives an overabundance of food. It will grow into a larger, more evolved hunter.
Alright, this one's
Its
nice.
proportions will increase in length,
Elder mimic
and its
anatomy.
humanoid features will fade away. It grows a thick, dark coating of a flexible skin, which is highly durable and increases in strength.
Get
the more the
fire.
elder mimic consumes.
Get fire. You
This
freeze
excludes
it.
the face, which is now coated in a pale pink skin.
What?
The mimic's teeth have also moved deeper into the mimic's throat, leaving its mouth a toothless grin. It uses the dark hue of its skin to hide seamlessly within a dark environment. Its skills have also been heightened. This makes an elder mimic one of the most efficient predators on the planet. Because of the obvious threat this poses on humanity, nations around the world have released instructions on how to be able to fend for yourself in a mimic encounter.
Yes, how
Here
do
are
you?
the instructions.
Tell me.
1.
Do you get
Avoid going out alone if your location is known to have mimics, or there have been mimic sightings.
Okay, don't worry. I got my homies.
If you encounter a stationary mimic, seemingly unfazed by your presence, quietly leave the location and alert your local authorities.
Okay, but what if there are no local
If
authorities?
pursued by a mimic, get yourself into a position where you are able to flee. Mimics will rarely attack if a person has a clear escape route.
Good.
4. In the event that you have been cornered by a mimic,
You're
roll
cooked.
into the fetal position, protecting your neck, face, and vital organs from attack. Make as much noise as you can to alert any other people. 5.
I'm from Home Alone.
If you have a weapon, do
Yeah,
not use it. A mimic is fairly resilient, and any strikes or shots on a mimic is not effective enough to bring it down.
But like the
in time.
gunshots are gonna alert
Instead,
people.
Use it as a barrier between you and the mimic to
What if it's a
block
gun?
any attacks.
Very tiny.
6. In a situation where a mimic is hunting in the immediate area and is not aware of your position, hide somewhere low, like under a bed or behind other furniture. A mimic will not linger too long to search for prey and will move on.
Good.
Be safe and avoid any encounters with a mimic at all costs.
Good.
Next up, the harvester.
A harvester.
The harvester.
So it's an egg. I'm guessing it harvests from its name.
The harvester is a large, bulbous mass with a large amount of tendrils spreading from the base. The bulb measures around 3 meters in height and 2 meters in diameter. The tendrils, on the other hand, can extend up to 150 meters
Does it
in
harvest
diameter
for other mimics or
horizontally.
does it eat? No.
The harvester is a specialized form of crawl that grows in a unique and deadly
What?
way. A harvester is created when a node that will grow into a harvester, instead of separating, continues to grow. Eventually, it will grow tendrils of its own. It uses the energy provided by its mother branch and expands its reach further. Its tendrils, hidden just below the surface of the ground. The harvester is equipped with 2 types of specialized tendrils. The first type is bulky and flat. They lie the closest to the surface. These branches are
Looks
lined
like
on
a
each
spring
length of
lock.
the tendril
Does
with
that or does
spines,
that not look like a
extending
spring
in the
lock?
shape of a bear trap.
Does this not look like a spring lock to you? That looks like a bear trap or a spring lock. Look at that.
On
That's
each side of
nice.
the branch, those particular spines have a vein that feed into them, that pump 2 types of venom. On one side, the spines can inject a neurotoxin, which will attack the nervous system of whomever it is injected into, causing sudden paralysis.
Ooh,
The other side can inject an anticoagulant, which when injected, prevents blood cells from clotting.
Squirrel mini price Domino's pizzas for half
Once
off
again,
when
that's
you
also
order
very
online.
bad. So, it's it is a parasite kind of. That will just go under the ground and just boom, spring lock you in place until it can feast on you. So that's nice. That's very nice to know.
So does your bank account. With Aspen Dental, you don't
Leave.
have to choose.
Okay, there you go. Okay, those.
Whenever a large animal moves across the area armed with these tendrils, the branches will clamp onto the animal and thrash violently.
Yeah.
Once the prey has been injected with both venoms, The tendrils will rest and the prey will immediately collapse.
Okay.
The animal will be unable to move due to the paralysis, and the wounds caused by the thrashing spines will not stop bleeding. All the prey can do is lie patiently until succumbing to blood loss. Once the prey has bled out, the second type of tendrils come in. They lie below the spine equipped once. These branches are thick, but very sturdy. They share similar anatomy to the small branches of the crawl, equipped with organelle that absorbs nutrients. These tendrils sense the blood and move their way to the surface and begin to absorb the vitals around the body and begin to shuffle downwards. This movement loosens the soil and slowly pull the body underground. Once secure, the tendrils will continue to feed until there is nothing but scraps. The nourishment absorbed by the tendrils will be sucked back into the main bulb of the harvester.
Does it get bigger?
This bulb houses all the vital organs and the vast
Alistair's
glands that pump into
angel.
the spines. The nutrients are then converted into usable energy.
That looks like a big
The remains
parasite egg.
underground decompose,
Does that not?
providing a rich soil, causing very prominent plant growth.
Ah,
which
very
then
nice,
attracts
very nice.
more animals.
Oh, very bad, very bad.
A strange behavior the harvester displays as its choice of diet. The spines will only activate on larger animals, allowing smaller ones to pass by unaffected. The spines will also not activate on some species of bird. There are a couple theories as to why this happens. One, it could be that attacking smaller animals would cost too much energy for what they get in return, making it not worth the time. Another could be that smaller animals may attract larger animals or predators, allowing a safe place where prey may thrive and lure more predators. It truly is astonishing.
Oh, so it's like a barrier kind of. That's
Although
good.
it is
Thank you,
a
thank you, thank
spectacular
you.
creature, it is also very dangerous.
What?
The harvester is decently rare, only
Oh, good.
populating sparse areas in the northern hemisphere and woodland forests.
Is that Russia?
If you are stung by a harvester, there will be no way of helping you,
Hello,
being
that's
that there is
my
no
friend.
cure, and fatality is 100% positive.
Oh, that.
The best thing you can do is avoid encountering a harvester in the first place.
We
If you are hiking, take note of any warnings or signs saying that there are harvesters around.
Okay, so
If you
I'll just
also
leave.
notice an abundance of lush, ground-dwelling plants in a forested area, and there are no signs of wildlife, this is suspicious and you should leave the area. Stay
Okay.
close to the base of large trees or rocks. If you find yourself in the middle of a harvester ground, do not panic. Sudden movements may activate the tendrils and will inject you.
I shall not
Although
move
a
them.
harvester is rather forgiving, do not risk any skittish movements. Remain calm.
Forgiving?
If you have an
Ah,
object
bad.
with
Thank you.
considerable heft, like coats, backpacks, or full water bottles, gently take that object and lightly toss it towards the bulb and away from your escape route.
What if I give it food?
This will activate the spines on where the object
What if I give it
lands,
food? Can I give it
distracting the
food?
bulb for a moment.
I shall give it
You will
food.
then slowly
Okay.
begin to do wide shuffles away from the bulb. If possible, throw another object when you are certain you are a fair enough distance away, just to be safe. Continue
What if I
until
feed
you are
it?
completely sure you are out of harm's way.
I don't want to feed it,
You
okay?
may come out unscathed, but don't be too obnoxious, or you will be a harvester's next meal.
Listen, what if I feed it, okay?
Next up is the host.
The what? The what
The
now?
host of influence.
Oh, the host, okay.
The host of influence.
Oh, that
commonly
looks
referred to
cool.
as the host, has its name derived from a host who invites guests to an event.
Oh,
Not to
oh
be
no.
confused with a host, a harborer of parasites or disease.
Oh no.
The host is a semi-humanoid looking organism.
Oh no,
It
that
has
does
the
not look
structure of a
humanoid.
head, torso, and arms.
Okay,
Other than
maybe
this,
a little bit.
It shares no other characteristics.
Yeah, like the
The
spines,
lower
maybe.
half of the host is comprised of a massive fibrous tissue and tendrils.
Those look like
that burrow into the
tentacles,
ground to
okay?
hold the host
Do
in
not blame me.
place.
Those look like
Instead of skin,
tentacles.
The host is covered in muscular tissue fibers.
What is that?
And
Is that the
veins.
host? Oh, yo.
In some parts of the body are covered in a meaty plate, used to cover any
That's
large
nice.
exposed areas, but allowing movement.
So it's common in Russia?
The host's head has
No.
a smooth surface where the face should be, attached to a crooked neck,
Oh, yeah, that's
which
nice.
houses a slit in the front used for feeding.
Yo. Wait, where's his mouth?
On the host's back is a
Oh.
mound of pores. Protruding from these pores are hollow,
How does it kill
hair-like
you, though?
structures, extending outwards. These hairs are barrels that release spores produced within host's body by being fired into the air. These spores are hazardous, so keep clear of them at all costs.
Oh, so is that how it kills you? And like,
Luckily,
I'm not gonna pause that. Y'all pause that.
Only found in North America.
Uh-huh.
Obtaining info about the host is a very risky and daunting task.
Oh, bad.
This is because of their rarity and of how dangerous it is to be up close to one. The source released by a host is very dangerous.
What if you have a
when
hazmat
inhaled.
suit?
A host will release a cloud of spores into the air.
Got a hazmat
Picked
suit.
up by wind and carried great distances.
Oh no.
If an organism inhales the spores, the particles will find their way into the organism's
Get
brain and infect
wait no,
them.
get a hazmat suit.
An infected organism will show no symptoms of infection right away, but a couple hours after infection, the infected organism's behavior and thought process will change. The first symptoms that appear are restlessness, sluggish movement, numbness of joints, and lack of coordination. Then more serious symptoms appear over time. These include dizziness, migraines, impaired speech, and trembles.
Okay.
If you or someone you know show these symptoms, contact poison control or emergency services.
Poison? That's a poison?
After a total of 6 to
Oh,
7 hours
no
after
problem.
infection, the organism will cease all activities they were previously doing and begin to walk. The direction the infected will walk is towards the host whose spores have been inhaled by the infected individual. If the infected makes their way to the host, they will kneel down in front of it, expose their vital organs, and the host will promptly gut and remove those organs.
How?
The host will consume them and discard the leftover scraps.
Okay.
However, if an infected organism doesn't reach the host within a 36-hour span or is treated for their infection, the effects will wear off and return back to normal.
Good.
If a host is unable to find prey or doesn't like its current location, it will unroot itself and move to a new location.
Oh, so it's rooted to the ground? Oh,
Their
that's
scarce numbers and the hazard of being around one makes getting info about the host very daunting. All you need to currently know is that the host is extremely dangerous and
Okay.
should be avoided at all costs.
okay. Yay.
Next, the monoliths.
What's a monolith?
The monoliths.
What was that? Ooh, yo,
The
looks like it has
monolith
a
is
big
a very
mouth.
new creature, only showing up in June of 1972 in the
What?
area of...
Was that only found once? Was that only found once? No way.
There are only 7 monoliths.
What?
All of them located in a circular position,
Bet.
1.5 kilometers
Let me
in
find one.
diameter. This ring of monoliths surrounds...
Found what? Tell me.
The monolith is a Titanic-sized being, measuring roughly 120 meters in height. Each monolith has
Oh,
2 trunk
God.
legs that are firmly embedded underground. The
Okay,
legs connect to
that
a
makes sense,
torso.
but there's only 7 of them. Never mind, I'm not gonna
Itself
find
is
that
made
thing.
of
That's
hundreds of thousands
huge.
of meaty strands, tightly woven
That'd be so
together
short
to
next to
form the
that.
structure.
I already
These
feel
strands
short.
end at the neck,
Yeah, I don't want to
fusing
find
into
that.
a solid mass of hardened flesh in the shape of an upside-down triangle, with a hole in its center.
Yeah, is that its mouth?
On each side of the monolith
That looks
where arms
eye.
would be, there are dozens of long, rope-like appendages. These reach just barely to the ground.
Ooh,
At the creature's feet, the strands go deep into the earth and extend horizontally a decent distance
does it get
away.
bigger?
What the monoliths do is simply stand and do nothing. The only activity documented that the monoliths have done was in
Hey, can I go find one then and be friends with
this
it?
period.
I
They
like
were
choke it.
extremely aggressive.
What?
When the group
Oh.
of were making their way to the city, the monolith that they had passes roared a deep bellow and swung its appendages at the team,
Oh.
completely wiping them out.
Oh, never mind.
When military vehicles were dispatched, once they got close enough to top the monolith, it roared another call, this time releasing an EMP blast, completely knocking the vehicles out in
Never
the
mind.
vicinity.
Never
Finally,
mind.
long-distance rockets were fired and struck the creature.
Oh no. You guys can see me. No, 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 no. Hi. No, 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 no. Back. Oh, yo, that looks sick, bro. It's awesome. Awesome, awesome face.
Although damaged, it regenerated at great speed and resumed its stance unscathed.
What?
Eventually, the area has been fenced off and is now
What if I just like
restricted to
stand
all.
next to it? Will it kill me?
Ever since,
What if I just
the
stand on
monolith
its
stands
legs, you
silently.
know?
Now only a grand spectacle of awe and mystery, only adding more questions to these mean beings.
Yeah, what if I just
And
like
finally, the
stand
last
next to it?
creature on this list
That was
is...
the last creature. Is that a ball? What is that?
Singularity is an orb comprised of a dark-colored mineral with hints of
What?
luminous colors within its core. The singularity is estimated to be 1 meter in diameter. The orb has several unique qualities that are not well understood. The singularity typically can be found suspended in air by an unseen force.
Y'all read that. I can't read that.
There are also a variety of reading that have been documented coming from the orb itself. Various things like magnetic fields, energy signatures, and other pattern-like signals released by the singularity. The population of these creatures is unknown. Almost all info about the singularity is hidden or confiscated by officials. We were only able to receive one classified document about the singularity being held by...
That looks like a black hole.
Marvelous and majestic world that exists today. It's as extraordinary to have such strange and mysterious beings appear all around us.
Oh, that looks like the...
Thank you for joining us on this journey of
Yeah, you're
exploration and
welcome.
discovery of the lives of these living meat creatures.
That was interesting. Anyways, guys, if you guys want more reaction videos and stuff, and yeah, please do subscribe. Sorry that I cut off. So this is part 2, basically. So see ya. Thanks for watching.